Hello YouTube, Stottle here of Stottle's Throttles. It's been a minute since I've done a longer form video. This is going to be a video focusing on LEGO Star Wars set 75336 as well as set 75334. Both of these respectively are the two sets that came out pertaining to the Kenobi series. One of them is a slab of concrete, essentially, and the other one is a ship that I think that this ship is fantastic, but we're going to get into it because it's not. It looks fantastic. I wanted it to be fantastic, but I'm going to show you what ended up happening. So first of all, we'll cover the easy one, which is the slab of concrete, which is actually the better build practically between the two builds. This build actually does hold up, and that's what makes a difference. So here we have my completed build. Obviously, I've done a couple modifications on it. As you could tell by these thingies right here, these lightning rods of sorts. Also, hold up. Okay, hold up. Alrighty. Camera apps being silly. Okay, but anyway, so I have my two Kenobis. That's also a modification because I didn't end up really fitting the Kenobi into this set. So there are two Kenobis in this set. Call it time shenanigans if you want, but ultimately I would say the slab of concrete is a 3 out of 10. Once again, the build itself and the fact that this is pretty solid factors in. I kind of like it. It's kind of growing on me. I could see it getting up to an actual 5 out of 10, which is shocking because it's a slab. But when I made comments on my Snapchat when I was building it to my friends, here's my feedback. We're getting Lego Corporation is such a genius. They can come out with this slab of concrete, rock, this quarry, essentially. But we still have zero, and I mean zero, and it is almost November, which means it is almost the peak of the anniversary of the 2003 Clone Wars Tartakovsky, I say it wrong every time, series. And this is what we're getting. You know, now this set, both of these sets are retiring this year. I will probably get another one of those to keep it in the box. I have no reason, like, other than army building with Ned, which I would actually not mind. Maybe I'll get... I aim to have 3 of each set that's retiring. I don't know if that's actually going to manifest. For the most part, I'm probably going to end up with 2. This set, I'm going to get a second version of, and I'm going to rebuild it a second time so that I get something that looks more like this. This set does not stay together. So this set, you know, you can move it. You're not going to have a problem. It actually is designed for play. However, some features just don't make sense, like this little thing that has fire in it. I don't know, it's trying to be a motor. There's something that launches like fire triangles on Vader over here. Like I said, actually, as far as, you know, what this set features, you get a Vader, you get a Kenobi, you get Ned. I don't really care much for Tala. Kind of mid character, to be honest. Not just because she's a woman, but because I think Kenobi could have done so many better things. And I know that this, maybe I'll get into some of that in this video, but this set, compared to this set, is a 10. And that says a lot. But compared to the sets that should be coming out, and of course it's retiring, so, you know, if they move aside, I would presume that they're not going to make another set of Kenobi sets. We might see this ship get revisited. I think it's the same type of ship that Krennic has too. I could be wrong there. So we could see another transport Scythe type ship. They could, because this build is horrible. LEGO should redo this, actually. That would make a lot of sense. That would be an intelligent move for LEGO to do. As far as the figure selection, you can't beat Kenobi and Vader and Ned. You can't beat those 3. However, you know, like, you can't beat those 3. Riva coming in this set, and the fifth brother and Grand Inquisitor are okay. Their characters are losers. All the Inquisitors are losers. Base take over here. But like the Kenobi and the Grand Inquisitor are probably the two best out of this set, whereas you get the three on the other set. And Darth Vader's always good. So anyway, we're gonna do it. And I do have a major set coming this upcoming week, hopefully. I finally got the money to budget in that set. We're going to do more videos this format, which is where I do the build ahead of time. As far as building the concrete slab, it actually took me 3 different days to finish it, just because I did it in 3 different parts. I didn't sit down and do it all at once. So that's kind of how that played out. But what ended up happening with my transport scythe is that I ended up with a product that looks like this. Also, just some... I do have BD1 here. I'd like to get probably 2 more of these. I'm probably going to hold off on building it in the meantime until I have another one at least. I only need to build one of it, but I don't even have a place to put it right now. So, you know, it's kind of like that ATTE where it just doesn't make sense right now. I am working on renovating my room a bit. Hopefully my next videos end up filmed on a desk, or I might have a lofted bed, so we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to figure out my shit. So, anyway, what I ended up with is this ship for the transport scythe. Because this would not hold together at all. And I took elements of this, and I put it into this, and the end result is large. It's mismatched. You got old white bricks from like the 1970s, 1980s, like here and here. Well, they're even drawn on right there. So I ended up making this mismatched, like, transport type ship. It has a great idea going. It could be much better. That's why I'm going to buy a second one of these, probably deconstruct this thing, use the parts to enforce this, and actually build something that looks a lot more like this. Or maybe more of like a Star Destroyer version. There are alternative builds of like gunships. I thought about that, but I didn't end up doing that. This set, if you get it based off of looks, this spaceship looks awesome. It looks like a 10. But the build made me so mad it's a 0 because it did not hold together. You could not lift it without it falling apart. You can't even, like, if you read the comments on Amazon, you have people who talk about just how poorly built and unstable the ship is. And they're not wrong. All of those reviews are correct. And some people say, well, if you're building it to never touch it, then it's fine. But how you can't even move it, even if you're building it just to display the damn thing. The set does not hold together. So I would not recommend, unless if you know what you're doing, unless if you're rebuilding this and you're getting 2 of them or you're doing an alternate build, I do not recommend this set for play or for display. Because if you're trying to build this, you're not going to end up with this. And if you do, tell me how, because this was impossible to make. I tried so hard because I wanted it so bad, because this is so cool. But what I ended up with took elements of the design, so it does unfold similar to this thing unfolds. It has a lot of space on the inside, but like I said, didn't hold together for that to matter that much. So I have a finalized build here. In the back, I have a fake Darth Vader that's like damaged, like a fake Lego version of Darth Vader, just sitting in the back, like they're transporting him. I kind of wish that these came down, but the most that we get from here is this, which still looked kind of cool to me at the time. And then the Grand Inquisitor is sitting right here, kind of like being the pilot. I feel like this set should have come with a separate pilot as well, so there should have been at least 5 minifigures, including a pilot. Kenobi was kind of a weird inclusion. Like, the figure selection on this was kind of odd. There was another another Inquisitor that they could have included instead of Kenobi. I know that they like to have play features and stuff, but since Kenobi comes on this set anyway, of course it's a different version of Kenobi that comes in these two sets. You got two Kenobis from Kenobi, and a Kenobi and a Kenobi all over Kenobi. Anyway, if they were going to include him, I would have included another Inquisitor, if not a pilot. I would presume that the Inquisitors aren't flying their own ship, but I could be wrong. They could have a droid. I don't know. They don't dive much into it. But so on the inside, I do actually have here that I built two little holders for the lightsabers because they just don't fit otherwise. And I'm already breaking it. This thing is fragile. Also, it's dusty because I don't touch it. I wanted to do more with it, and then I got a little room there this is basically where most of the figures are, and then this is just, you know, for the sabers there. And these don't do much. They just create an artificial wall, essentially. It was such a pain in the butt to build this whole set. So I end up with this, you know, it reminded me, when I built it initially, it reminded me of the Nemesis from Transformers. So you have a shitty version of the Nemesis here, essentially, that does not hold itself together quite well at all. So there's that. It's not great. It's not great at all. I'll be completely honest. And like I said, I will hopefully have something better to show off in the future. But this is my mock design. Like, it ultimately, for me, was about keeping that cargo section, and it just ended up being a mess because I'm trying to make it look a particular way that I want, and it's not really, you know, complying. On the underside of the ship, if I lift it like this, it's just looks like shit. It's not held together well. But this was the best that I could do with it. Ultimately, like I said, probably not even going to keep this build as it is right now. It will probably be taken apart and rebuilt in the future. And that's if I end up having the funds to buy another one. I got this set and BD1 on discount for like $70 each. I think the BD1 was the better purchase, if I'm being entirely honest, because this has just created like chore after chore. But anyway, this is what I ended up doing with the Inquisitor Transport Scythe. It's really pointless, actually. Like, I'm not even gonna lie what I've done with it. Like, I was trying to do something, and I just don't think it panned out the way that I wanted it to. I will revisit this. But, yeah, this set's basically, like, if you're going to get one of these two sets and, you know, you're working within a budget, and I would get the slab. And that's if you actually even care. Because most people don't care for Kenobi. It was a major letdown. I'm trying to, you know, be open about Star Wars. I don't want to see the franchise die. I don't know if Disney selling it is going to do much better for anybody. I mean, who's going to end up with it next? I don't know that that's a guarantee that we're going to get better results going forward. So, I don't know. Historically, Disney has done well with things like Avengers Endgame and all the, you know, the Marvel movies before Endgame. And then they got pretty mediocre as time went on. I don't know. I don't know if Disney is the best place for Star Wars to say. I don't necessarily want to see it go away. I think that Kathleen Kennedy should maybe step aside, but that's just my thoughts. So anyway, these are the Kenobi sets. I don't necessarily recommend them unless if you're looking for that niche, you know, unless if you're looking for one of these figures. Ned was really cool. The ship was supposed to be cool. But ultimately, that's my experience with these. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. Peace out, my friends.